day 2 in Kentucky. I decided to leave that bird from yesterday alone. I don't think I'm gonna get him called up out of that bottom. So I came out to this side of the property. Ran into a few deer this morning. Obviously you hear the geese back there in the farmer's horse pasture. But I did strike up quite a few birds back on that ridge back over there. Problem is, there's no way I'd catch up with them on my feet. So now I gotta run back here, hop on the four-wheeler, and try to get around there without spooking them and before they're out of there. So we got a little bit of a task on our hands this morning. Trying to get down here as quick as I can while still being stealthy. It's hard to be stealthy on a four-wheeler, but on this property you're not going to outrun animals on your feet. It's old strip mine country, and it's hard to navigate direct line of sight, so you have to go around and work in from the backsides of whatever ridge you're working with. I'm hopeful but concerned. Hopeful but concerned. Goblin. I gotta get all the way down this crap to get down there to him. About 10:15. I've walked back and forth about 5 different times, and that's about a half a mile each way to try to figure out how to get down here to him without having to do what I'm doing right now. And there's not a way. So down we go, and up eventually. We're gonna have to come back up. It's steep country here in eastern Kentucky. And just like that, miles and miles of chasing, hours and hours of planning and listening to gobbling, comes to an end again. I don't know if you can tell what's missing or not, but my choke tube has come unscrewed from the barrel of my shotgun, and I have no clue where it is. This has just not been my year, I'm telling you what. So that might put a damper on the rest of my trip in Kentucky, because I don't have any spare parts for this gun, with it being as new as it is. Boy, happy birthday to me. Let's go back to the house. So if you've made it this far in the video, first and foremost, thank you for hanging out with me, tagging along with me in Kentucky. I wanted to take a moment and explain what happened here at the end of day 2. It actually wasn't the end of day 2, it was the middle of day 2. From driving around on four-wheelers and ATVs, Our assumption is that the vibration of the four-wheeler ended up backing the threads off of the choke, and in turn I ended up losing the choke tube. Who knows where? There's thousands of acres of property up there. I was driving countless of miles on that four-wheeler every morning on my way in, and anytime I had to move locations, I was on ATV. So there's no telling where I ended up losing that choke tube. But the important thing I wanted to bring to you guys with this is not taking this too seriously. And by this I mean the outdoors in general. Obviously we need to take safety very, very seriously, and we need to follow laws, and we need to practice ethics when it comes to the woods. But other than that, we really have to learn to root ourselves and humble ourselves and understand that we don't need this to survive. I ended up making it back up on top of the hill. That bird was still gobbling down in the valley down below me, and I got really frustrated. And then my frustration ended up turning into almost a feeling of hopelessness, and I actually lost the desire for a split second to continue turkey hunting for the rest of the season. Fast forward a couple hours, I text Kara, I let her know what was going on, and I let her know that I was probably going to call it a year. You know, I was just going to hang out in Kentucky with her and be done with my 2025 turkey season. And she kind of calmed me down and told me, you know, hey, you don't need to do that. We'll figure something out. You can borrow one of my guns if you need to, and we'll keep going. So I cooled off. I went into town, ended up driving round trip close to 3 hours to go find a new choke for my gun. Unfortunately, where I was at in eastern Kentucky is pretty far away from any, you know, big box stores or anything of that nature. So I had to drive quite a ways to be able to get a choke for the gun. Went back in that evening and I decided, you know what, I'm over it. I'm going to leave the camera here at camp, and we're just going to go and do this the old school way. No cameras, no YouTube, no nothing, just man versus animal. And I was actually fortunate enough to harvest a really nice 2-year-old bird. Left the camera at the camp for the rest of the weekend. Didn't get any more film from Kentucky, but I did end up tagging out while I was up there and kind of rejuvenated myself. So this might be a cop-out for not getting film, but I wanted to just really reiterate to you guys, don't take it too serious. Don't lose your love for the chase. I actually, for a split second, and I was telling some of my friends about this, for a split second, I felt what it felt like, or what it would feel like, to lose the love for turkey hunting. And honestly, it was hopeless. It was sad, and I don't ever want to feel that again. I don't want to feel it this year. I don't want to feel it a decade from now. I don't want to feel it again in my lifetime. So if you're having a hard year, a hard season, a challenging time in anything that you do in the outdoors, whether it's hunting, fishing, foraging, even if it's hiking, you just seem to be stuck in a rut, finding new places to hike and explore. Maybe take a break, back off for a minute, give it some time, let it rest. Or if you're like me and you're trying to do more with it, you're trying to get it on film, you're trying to experience it with someone else, maybe take a break from that too. It's perfectly fine. It does not matter where you are in your journey in the outdoors. All that matters is that you remember that this is a blessing and a privilege that we get to do this. Hope you guys got something good out of this. If you did, please like this video, leave me a comment and subscribe. And until next time, see you on the hill.